Hello everyone. Today we Group 13 are going to present on the topic characterization of bills into money bills. So without further ado, let's start on with the definition of money bill. Money bill is defined in Article 110 of the Indian Constitution. Money bills are concerned with financial matters like taxation, public expenditure and etc. The bill is significant for Indian politics and governance as many important issues such as Aadhaar bill, insolvency and bankruptcy bill are also related to it. From here, let's move on to the introductory phase of money bill. The concept of money bill in India came before the passage of 2016 Aadhaar law despite the objections from the opposition. But on the day of decision, the BJP dominated the House of Representatives, rejected the amendments proposed by the Senate and unilaterally adopted the Aadhaar Act 2016. Jairam Ramesh immediately challenged the Speaker's decision to treat Aadhaar bill as a money bill. But Article 110(3) of the Indian Constitution categorical states that if any question arises whether a bill is money bill or not, the Speaker's decision on this matter will be final. So, it was suggested that the Supreme Court in Jairam Ramesh versus the Union of India must establish a constitutional court to solve this issue. Alas, a panel of 5 judges decided that Aadhaar bill is a money bill by a voting ratio of 4:1. Moving on to the significance. Money bill covers issues related to the collection, cancellation and regulation of tax, public debt, protection of contingency fund and consolidation fund, as well as the entry and exit of these funds. Money bill provides for the imposition of fines or other pecuniary penalties for the demand or payment of fees for licenses and services rendered. When a bill is presented to the president, he or she may agree to issue an invoice or can refuse to issue an invoice, but cannot return the invoice to the chambers of verification. The president then gives his assent to the bill as it is introduced in the parliament with his prior permission. Over to Swastika.
A money bill, as defined in Article 110 of the Constitution, is a bill which contains only provisions dealing with all or any of these matters, namely the imposition, abolition, remission, alteration, or regulation of any tax, the regulation of the borrowing of money, or the giving of any guarantee by the Government of India, the amendment of the law with respect to any financial obligations undertaken or to be undertaken by the Government of India, the custody of the consolidated funds, the contingency fund of India, the payment of monies into or the withdrawal of money from any such fund, the receipt of the money on account of the consolidated fund of India, the public account of India, the custody, issue of such money, the audit of the account of the union or of a state, any matter incidental to or any matter specified in the above subclauses. Now, moving forward to the procedures. A money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha and not in Rajya Sabha. On every money bill, Speaker endorses a certificate signed by him to the effect that it is a money bill before the bill is sent to Rajya Sabha or presented to the President for assent. The procedure with regard to the money bill in Rajya Sabha is the same as in case of other bills transmitted by Lok Sabha, with the difference that in case of other bills, the amendments are adopted and are recommended. The last notion is that the bill is returned. On the adoption of this notion, a money bill is returned to Lok Sabha with the message that Rajya Sabha has no recommendations to make in regard to the bill. Lok Sabha has the option to accept or reject all or any of the recommendations of Rajya Sabha. The bill, however, has to be returned within a period of 14 days from the day of its receipt by the Rajya Sabha. Otherwise, it will be deemed to have been passed by both the houses at the expiration of the said period in the form in which it was passed by Lok Sabha. Now, over to Sachi.
Few of the recent and important incidents with regards to money bills are firstly, the Aadhaar bill. The court observed that the Aadhaar Act wears around the government's constitutional obligation to provide for subsidies and benefits to individuals, while the other provisions are only incidental to the main one. It had a substantial nexus with the appropriation of funds from the Consolidated Fund of India and was directly connected with Article 110. Therefore, the Aadhaar bill was rightly certified by the Speaker as a money bill and with a majority view was introduced as a new concept of substantial nexus with the appropriation of funds and direct connection. Also, recently, the Government of India has introduced the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2021 in the Lok Sabha. The bill seeks to withdraw the tax demands made using a 2012 retrospective legislation to tax the indirect transfer of Indian assets. This basically happened when the Dutch arm of Vodafone Group bought a Cayman Islands-based company in 2007, which indirectly had a majority stake in Indian firm Vodafone India for $11 billion. Few of the key proposals are mentioned in the slide shown. The bill's significance is basically that it marks a step in the direction of addressing the long pending demand of foreign investors for the sake of better tax clarity. This would help in establishing an investment-friendly business environment which can increase economic activity and help raise more revenue over time in the government. Also, this will help restore India's reputation and improve ease of doing business. I will pass on to Milind now.
So I'll be talking about how money bills have contributed in the deterioration of constitutional democracy in India. For example, there are various loopholes in the money bills that prevent the taxation of funds. Example, political funding. The decision-making of power, judiciary, and others in case of money bills are slim to none. The Rajya Sabha does not have the power to veto money bills. There can be bills where the provisions went much beyond what is authorized in the context of money bill. The money bill has given political parties and corporations an advantage in elections and others. In addition, the bill fails to establish a method for recovering information on defaulters who have agreements with foreign governments. It also has complicated the detection of black money. Over to location for the last part.
Way forward. The idea behind a money bill is derived from British parliamentary custom. But unlike in Britain, where judicial review of the speaker's opinion is unambiguously prohibited, in India, Article 110 avoids creating such bar. Money bills exist simply to ensure that the Rajya Sabha isn't allowed to bring down a government by refusing its access to the exchequer for everyday governance. They use it as a means to nullify the upper house's democratic role in making substantive legislation, undermines the constitutional form which Ambedkar and the Constituent Assembly envisaged. Next slide, please. Meanwhile, the finality accorded to the Speaker's decision in assigning money bill to cannot be ousted from the court's jurisdiction, as the Supreme Court has repeatedly held the judicial review is a part of basic structure doctrine, and it is the constitutional duty of the Supreme Court and the High Courts to review governmental actions and issue prerogative writs. It is imperative that Supreme Court continues to provide a sense of sanctity to the Constitution's carefully structured arrangements so that smooth functioning in governance can be realized. Next slide, please. Concluding the presentation, we thank Isha ma'am for giving this opportunity, which gave us insights about money bills. Thank you.